You've got the avalanche of apostasy. Islam is crumbling from within. This is sending lots of Dawa guys and so on into an absolute panic mode. And like someone who's like drowning in a storm, they're just clinging to anything. They're just clinging to anything. So the big ones in recent times have been Andrew Tate. You have a similar pattern with Sneeko. Notice also Sneeko said a bunch of messed up stuff, and shocker, well, he converts to Islam. Sean King spends years grifting, scamming, scam, lying, gets exposed over and over again. And then what does he do? Converts to Islam right at the beginning of Ramadan and makes sure that he makes a very big spectacle of it, and then instantly launches his new speaking tour and fundraiser. Very, very, very interesting stuff.
And that Muhammad is his final messenger. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Congratulations, brother. You can pass the mic now to Ray.
I have to say that's kind of that's a little weak. I don't know if that's a thing wherever they are right there, because he goes over there. Over here in the U.S., when they dupe someone into reciting the Shahada, like as soon as it's finished, someone yells what? Someone yells Takbir, and then the whole crowd starts going Allahu Akbar, and he didn't get that. So I don't know if that's just different over there, or if there are people who are just a bit suspicious of this guy already. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Powerful dawah, and so now they've got the three greatest men of our generation. They've got Andrew Tate, they've got Sneeko, and now Sean King. They've got them all. That's the trifecta. That's the trifecta of trustworthiness, right? David Polanski says, the thing that makes Sean King one of the great American grifters since the era of Twain is that he doesn't just convert to Islam in preparation for a future campaign. He is already fundraising when his conversion is announced. So this guy sets up his fundraiser, then goes over. So he's got his fundraisers and all this stuff in motion. It's all set up. And then he goes and, hey guys, I'm a Muslim now. Aren't you all super happy? Since we know, and I knew this before Tristan Tate said that, they're offered whatever, I forget how he put it, but there are offers made to them for converting to Islam. But I've known two Arab Christian pastors, totally disconnected. They both told me almost the same thing. One told me, and this was from the UK, Arab pastor of a church out there, and he told me that a small delegation from, I think it was Saudi Arabia, it might have been Egypt, but he said years ago approached him and said, we want you to announce that you have converted to Islam, and we want you to write a book. And the book has to be about how after reading both the Quran and the Bible, you concluded that the Quran is the true word of God. And they said, do that, name your price. They said there's no limit on the price. Now, obviously there would be if you said $100 trillion or something like that, but they said name your price, we'll get it. And the other Christian pastor, an Arab Christian pastor who lives in California, he said they came up to him after an event. So he leaves the event, he goes to a gas station, and they've been following him, and he's wondering, hey, what were these guys doing? And they came up to him, they handed him a Quran, and in there was a message saying $2 million if you convert to Islam and announce it. So we know these things do happen. So yeah, that is a question. Does he just say, hey, but I mean, keep in mind, if you had tons of financial backing and you wanted to use that money to get some people to convert, what kind of people do you have to go for? Do you go for people who have tons and tons of integrity and would never sell out for anything? Are those the kinds of guys you go for to win to your new religion with money? No, you go for guys that have no integrity. They're scam artists. Those are the people you go for. And so I don't know about any financial dealings with Andrew Tate or Sneeko or Sean King. Let's just say it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if these guys just paid tons of money, because those are exactly the kinds of guys that you would want to pay to convert to Islam. You would want people who are going to accept that bribe. You've had your entire life to try going after people who have integrity, and oops, it doesn't work. Hey, if we get some scam artists, yeah, it'll work there. So yeah, that is an issue. Almost all the Dawa guys now are narcissists. I mean, like real narcissists, not just, oh, this guy's a little self-centered. I mean, actual narcissists. And the people, their famous reverts that are emerging are grifters and scam artists. So now the people who are being propped up as far as who you see on social media, they're the Dawa guys who are a bunch of narcissists, and they're famous reverts who are a bunch of con artists. Muslims of the world, there's no ill will in this. This is not going to go well for you. I'm looking at this thinking this is absolutely hilarious. I want more narcissists, and I want their narcissism to be fueled, because I mean, I regard this as obvious. Some people have difficulty thinking one or two moves in front of them. If the people now who are becoming the champions of Dawa in your community are narcissists, in other words, they starve for attention. They want the entire world, the entire Muslim world praising them. They want the attention for themselves. Every situation that arises, they view as a way to get more attention for themselves. Once you have those guys, just do some basic math. Follow the trajectory. If the trajectory continues as it is, let's suppose you have 5 narcissists who are the big names in Dawa. Who's the young generation who's deciding what to do with their lives in Dawa? People who are drawn to Dawa, what are they going to do? These are their role models. Who's going to be going after this? Budding narcissists. And what happens when you have 10, 20, 30 Dawa guys? They're all complete narcissists who are in it for attention. Are those guys going to want to share the spotlight with other Dawa guys? No. Each one of them is a narcissist. He's going to want all the attention for himself. And that inevitably leads to conflict. All those Dawa guys who are narcissists are going to start attacking all the other Dawa guys who are narcissists, because each one of them wants all the attention for himself. And that, we've already seen it happen. We've already seen it starting. We call it the Dawa Wars. But the Dawa Wars are just getting started. You've got all these complete grifters and scam artists becoming your new famous reverts. That is not going to last. You are completely set up for a collapse here. I'm telling you as a critic, but an honest critic. I find this absolutely hilarious. I don't see what you can possibly do about it, but I'm still honest enough with you because you are human beings, and I want the best for you. But I also believe that what's best for you is for your religion to collapse. But I mean, I'll sit here and tell you what is obvious, because it's important to note. It's important for people to realize what happens in these situations, because it's happening everywhere. It's not just happening in Islam. That's going to happen everywhere. The best way to not be manipulated is not to expose the manipulator or to convince the manipulator that he shouldn't be manipulating people. The best way to stop a manipulator is to be what's called a hard target. You don't fall for the manipulation. So at the end of the day, I want Muslims to not fall for manipulation. I think that's good for you. And so when I see what's going to happen and how you're going to be manipulated and how you're ending up with all these narcissists and grifters taking over your community, I'll tell you, because at the end of the day, I want you to be the sort of person who doesn't fall for this nonsense. But that's all I can do, is warn you. And then, well, that's not all I can do. Right now, all I can do is warn you. And then a few years from now, when you see it all happen, then I can come back and say, I told you so.